Hunter Edwards under center at quarterback. Takes a snap, and it will go to Alex Mount on the right side, and he'll take it inside the 30 to the 29 on a pickup of about 3.
Again, Goldsberry in on the stop that time defensively, along with, I believe, it'll be number 52 on the stop that time also along with him, and that's Kobe Rogers, I believe, out there. But if you notice what's going on out there quickly, Jim, when the Buckeyes don't have a wide out to the right or to the left, the Bulldogs are bringing a 6-man front to try to stop that run. Buckeyes did a nice job just to get some positive yards that time.
Buckeyes out of the eye, 2 receivers to the right on 2nd down and 7 at the Athens 29. Edwards takes a snap, hands it off to Alex Mount once again, and this time he's upended immediately right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Dakota McPhee on the stop that time for the Bulldogs defensively is when the Buckeyes are going to come in that type of a tighter formation, the Bulldogs are really cluttering up that inside lanes, and there's not a whole lot of room for people to go. Right now you've got like I said, they're lining up with a 6-man front, and then right there you have McPhee there come in from his linebacker position and just gobble him up.
So the Buckeyes 3rd down and 7 at the Athens 29. Clock running, 9:05 to play in the first quarter. Buckeyes out of the eye. Play action. Edwards back to pass, throws, and it's knocked away. Trying to get it to Cannon Kilbarger once again, but the Bulldogs knock it away, and it'll bring up 4th down and 7.
Number 16, Ryan Lurman, right there, stride for stride with Cannon Kilbarger. And, you know, I've talked about it before. Kilbarger's a nice, strong, 6'3" tall frame, a good target for Hunter to go after right there. But Lurman's probably an inch or 2 taller than him, stayed right with Cannon that time and just stretched that big paw out and knocked it down right before the ball got there.
4th and 7 for the Buckeyes. They will go for it at the Athens 29. Edwards under center. Man comes in motion. It's Walker Elliott to the left. And Edwards back to pass. Has some time throwing towards Jeremy Warren, and he pulls it in for a Buckeye 1st down at the Athens 13-yard line.
Big play for the Buckeye offense on a 4th down situation. 4th and 7 from the 29-yard line, and the Buckeyes tight formation rolled Jeremy Warren out of the tight end position, and he's down in, like you said, down to the 13-yard line before he's brought down right there by number 17, Andy Vu, defensively for the Bulldogs. Buckeyes find a way to move the ball on 4th and long.
Jeremy Warren, the Buckeyes' leading receiver, he had 29 catches, 421 yards coming into this game. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Athens 13, initial drive of this game. Hunter Edwards under center as Walker Elliott goes in motion to the right for the Buckeyes. Pitch out, quick pitch out, the ball's loose, picked up by Alex Mount, but it's going to be a loss for the Buckeyes all the way back to about the 23-yard line.
That actually looked like a little bit of a miscommunication between Hunter and Alex that time as Hunter went to toss the ball and was expecting, I believe, Mount to be a little bit closer to him as he lets go of the ball and falls on the turf. It looked like it was laying there for quite a while. The Bulldogs tried to get a move in there, and Mount jumps onto it quickly.
So the Buckeyes now 2nd and 20 back at the Athens 23. They're splitting out a receiver on each side out of the I formation. Edwards back to pass, looking to throw. Does so over the middle, and he hits Cannon Kilbarger down the 7-yard line.
Excellent timing that time for the Buckeyes, as again you had Kilbarger coming off again that linebacker or that tight end type position off the right-hand side and moving across the field from right to left. Hunter actually stayed in the pocket a little bit longer than I was anticipating. There was a good rush on by the defense of the Bulldogs, but he was able to get the ball away, and it's down onto the 8-yard line of the Bulldogs.
3rd down and about 6 for the Buckeyes. Nelsonville-York out of the power I at the 8-yard line of Athens. 7:14 to play in the opening quarter. Handoff, Alex Mount on the right side, and he's going to take it down inside the 5, close to the 3. That may be a Buckeye 1st down.
It'll be real close to the 1st down marker as the Buckeyes had a nice little misdirection in the backfield that time.
And it is 1st and goal Buckeyes.
Bulldog defense stops him, but like you said, he gets the 1st down.
1st and goal at the Athens 3. Nelsonville-York taking the opening kickoff, and they now have a 1st and goal at the Bulldog 3-yard line. 6:45 to play in the first quarter.
6:45 the first quarter. Buckeyes are the only ones with the ball so far, 0-0, trying to find a way to knock on the door and put some points on the board early.
Buckeyes out of the power I. Hunter Edwards under center. He'll take the snap, hands it off, and touchdown Buckeyes, Alex Mount.
I tell you what, the offensive line has done an excellent job on this first drive, Jim. not only did the Buckeye offensive line find some holes right there that Alex was able to get himself through to get that touchdown right there, but also giving Hunter the time to throw the ball. Hunter Edwards 3 out of 4 from the passing side of the ball in the first series for the Buckeyes, and that really opened up the defense and allowed the running game to find their way into the end zone.
Buckeyes attempting the two-point conversion. They'll go out of the power I. Edwards takes the snap. It's play action. Edwards looking to throw. Now he's rolling to the left, and he's going to be taken down right around the 6-yard line. Edwards is taken down, so the two-point conversion attempt fails. But the Buckeyes on the board first here at Athens High School. 6-0 Nelsonville-York over Athens, and we'll take a 60-second timeout.
Tell us when we're back.
So Jeremy Wareham will kick it away for Nelsonville-York.
Again, the Buckeyes moving from right to left. Bulldogs left to right. Buckeyes in all white. They take the first drive. 5.5 minutes holding on to the ball.
Squib kick to this side on the left side, taken by an up man at the 35, and he'll go down right around the 40-yard line.
Jacob Talbert and Billy Seal in on the stop that time, as the Bulldog number 82 is the one returning the ball, Trey Kiefer. And it gives the Bulldogs decent field position also, as they'll start out at about their 44-yard line, it looks, or I'm sorry, 39-yard line.
So we get our first look at this Athens offense. They've put up ridiculous numbers this year offensively. Joe Burrow about 5 yards from center will take the snap. 2 receivers on each side. Trey Williams in the backfield with Burrow. And he'll take the handoff from Joe Burrow, and he'll pick up about 3 out to the Athens 42-yard line, where to bring up 2nd and 7.
Dropped immediately by Jay Elliott and Donovan Ross on the stop that time.
Athens quickly to the line of scrimmage. Handoff to Williams once again, and he breaks away from a tackle. Buckeyes after him, and he'll go down right around the line of scrimmage.
Noah Andrews would not allow him to get away from it, as actually Trey did a nice job. Trey goes over to the left-hand side. It's cluttered up quickly. He tries to bounce to the outside, and before he can get anywhere, Noah's on him.
3rd and 7. Bulldogs 2 receivers on each side. Joe Burrow takes a snap, looking to throw on the left side, does so, and it is caught down to the Buckeye 34-yard line. I believe that was Sam Vanderven.
Number 5, Vanderman on the catch that time, as Walker Elliott was back there with him. And the Bulldogs get to the line extremely quickly, as it's down to the 34.
1st down and 10, Athens. Burrow takes a snap, hands it off to Williams, up the middle, and he's hit and dropped right around the line of scrimmage.
Again, Jay Elliott, and this time Neil Pauly in on the stop along with him.
Pickup of 1 for Athens to the 33. It brings up 2nd and 9. Again, the Bulldogs quickly to the line. Burrow rolls to the right, looking to throw, throws on the left side, and it is open for Adam Lorman. He's at the 10, 5, touchdown Bulldogs.
Well, that's the type of offense we were warned about, and when you're, like you said, looking at the stats across the board, that is the type of offense that these Bulldogs have been able to just muster up throughout the entire season, just quick strikes. You can see right there, though, the Bulldogs come to the line extremely quickly. There's no time between plays. They're quick to the line, force the defense to not really get their feet underneath them and get set.
Robert Orr will attempt the point after touchdown, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Athens takes a 1-point lead, 7-6.
And I'll say, you know, one of the things that I want to just mention there, Jim, if you looked at the offensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs that time, the offensive line gave Joey Burrows a ton of time. Now, Joey did a nice job of rolling out to his right-hand side, looking for some open field, but you could see he was looking to the right side of the field the entire time. He had 2 different receivers. He had number 15 Wiseman and 16 Ryan Lurman on the right-hand side. When he didn't find anything there, he looked to the middle, and then he had enough time to go to what I believe was his 4th receiver that he was going after that time to hit the other Lurman, number 44, Adam Lurman, for the touchdown. Nice job by the offensive line to give Joey that kind of time to work with, as we're 5:12 into the ball game, or 5:12 left in the first quarter, and the Bulldogs take a 7-6 lead.
Alex Goldsberry teeing it up for Athens. Bulldogs wearing the green jerseys, gold pants, gold helmets. Buckeyes in the visiting all-white jersey and pants. Of course, the orange helmets. Jeremy Wareham back deep for the Buckeyes.
Well, you can see
Goldsberry with the approach and the kick, and it's going to come to Jeremy Warren right around the 15. Crosses the 20, the 25, comes to the left side. Jeremy Warren takes it out across the 35 to about the 36.
Nice run back again by Jeremy to get himself in position. I believe he was brought down by Goldsberry and Adam Lurman on the stop that time for the Bulldogs. And the Buckeyes start out with the ball at the 37-yard line. They had the ball right at the 50 last possession. They did a nice job. You know, one of the things we were talking about right before the game started, pre-game talk here, was that the Buckeyes need to find a way to continue to move the ball, get first downs, and keep the clock on their side. And you could see from the quick strike ability that the Bulldogs have why that needs to happen.
Buckeyes in a T formation, 1st and 10 on their own 37. Walker Elliott in motion, and the handoff will go to Noah Andrews, and he'll take it out close to the 40-yard line as he picks up 3 yards.
Freddie Stalter on the stop that time, along with number 36, Troy Stalter. And they did a nice job. Again, they're lining up. When the Buckeyes don't have a wide out to the right or to the left, they are bunching up the defensive line of the Bulldogs with 6 men, and that time they actually brought one of their linebackers up and almost basically had a 7-man front watching that run out of that T formation.
Buckeyes 2nd down and 7 just inside their own 40-yard line. Buckeyes down 1 at 7-6. 4.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter.
Buckeyes moved the ball very effectively in the air on the first drive. 44 out of their 50 yards in the air.
Edwards under center as Walker Elliott goes in motion to the left. Play action, back to pass. Throwing towards Jason Talbert, and it's nearly picked off by the Bulldogs, and Athens defender cut in underneath on Jason Talbert, but it falls incomplete out at the Athens 49.
Andy Vu on the stop that time. I think he thought he had the interception, was ready to run back the other way as he did a nice job of playing the ball. And really, Talbert had himself open there for a little bit, but the pressure on the line forced Hunter to just take a few extra steps in the backfield before he was able to release that ball. Allowed Vu to get underneath him.
3rd and 7 for the Buckeyes on their own 39. The receiver on each side. Edwards back to pass, hands it off on a draw to Alex Mount. And Mount dives forward, but he's going to be about 3 yards shy of a first down at the Buckeye 43-yard line. So it's 4th down for Nelsonville-York, 4th and 3, and the Buckeyes will punt it away.
I was going to say, they went for 4th down earlier, but they were in a much different field position as they're still on their side of the field here. I didn't anticipate they're going to go anywhere, but it looked to me that time, Jim, Freddie Stalter, number 7, might have had a shadowing going on with Mount that time. He did not move his position. He just zeroed in on Mount the entire time.
Jeremy Wareham will do the punting. Ryan Lurman back deep for Athens, standing at the Bulldog 30. The snap is a good one to Wareham, and he gets the kick away. Nice high punt. Ryan Lurman calls a fair catch, and he makes it at the Athens 31.
Nice kick by Jeremy to get some nice height on that and not allow the Bulldogs to return that. And Lurman does a nice job of just corralling it and giving his offense the ball back here at the 31-yard line. Again, the quick strike ability that we just saw from the Bulldogs on their first series, and they're already to the line, no huddle. 2
receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Of course, Joe Burrow at quarterback. Trey Williams in the backfield for Athens. Burrow takes a snap, and he hands it off to Trey Williams, takes it to the left side. Williams crosses the 35, across the 40, still moving into Buckeye territory, and Nelsonville-York finally gets him corralled in front of the Athens bench at the Buckeye 46.
I believe that to be Kenan Kilbarger and Noah Andrews in on the stop on that far side over there. But I will tell you, that's what they are looking to do with Trey, is get him to the outside, and the Bulldogs are already back to the line.
2 receivers on each side for Athens, 1st and 10. The Buckeye 45, Burrow straight back, looking to throw, throwing long on the left side. And it's going to fall incomplete down at the Buckeye 3. Jeremy Warren in pretty good coverage on Adam Lurman.
Yeah, and you can see the advantage Lurman has right there as Jeremy Warren out there with him, basically stride for stride, but probably 6 inches shorter than Lurman out there. And so Joey was just trying to get the ball up and let his tall receiver go after the ball.
2nd and 10 at the Buckeye 45. 2 receivers on each side. Burrow looking to throw. This time a quick pass on the left side to Adam Lurman, and it is complete to the Buckeye 39-yard line, a gain of about 6.
I'm not sure who that was. I believe that was Adam Lurman out there at that time, the one that had the touchdown
And Athens right back after it, 3rd and 4. Hand off to Trey Williams up the middle. He now takes it to the left side. Crosses the Buckeye 30, still going. A flag comes in as Trey Williams will go all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. But again, a flag is down. And we may have a legal block on the Bulldogs or a hold.
And they will be bringing this one back as they're already waving them down.
Nice run by Trey Williams. Took it up the middle, then took it immediate left. And it is holding on Athens.
Holding on the Bulldogs brings that back, but I'm telling you right now, you can see the speed of Trey Williams. The first couple handoffs he had, the first couple runs, he tried to run right up the gut of the defense and wasn't able to really get much of anywhere. The last couple times he's ran the ball, he's been able to bounce to the outside and show his speed. As the Bulldogs, you can see right now, most of the games that we've heard their scores throughout the game, Jim, the Bulldogs have been able to be held to a tight ball game in the first and maybe even to the second quarter, but the pace of this offense really will wear a defense down.
3rd and 2 now after the penalty for the Bulldogs at the Buckeye 37-yard line. Burrow hands it off. Trey Williams, and the Buckeyes bring him down short of the first down. Jay Elliott.
Jay Elliott did not allow him to get freed up, and like you said, just shy of the first down there.
It's 4th down for the Bulldogs, 4th and 1 at the Buckeye 36-yard line. 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
And Bulldogs
Athens leading 7-6.
Bulldogs don't think about it at all. 4th and 1, they're lining up, going for it.
2 receivers on each side, Joe Burrow and Trey Williams in the Bulldog backfield. 4th and 1. The Bulldogs looking over towards the sideline.
13 seconds still on the play clock. They got plenty of time to make a decision.
Again, 4th and 1 for Athens, and now it looks like they're ready to go at the Buckeye 36. Burrow takes a snap, hands it off to Williams, takes it to the left side. He's got the first down, and he's going to be cut down at the Buckeye 31. But again, Williams, a gain of 5 and an Athens first down.
Walker Elliott, number 3, comes flying in there to make the stop. But again, Trey did a nice job. As you saw, he was going right up the gut again. Did almost a hop step as he planted 2 feet, and he was already on a fly going to the far left side.
So Athens 1st and 10 at the Nelsonville-York 31-yard line. 2 receivers each side. Burrow looking to throw, looks right, being pressured, now rolls left. And Joey Burrow
still up.
And he's finally brought down. That will go down as a sack, as that will be a loss on the play for Athens, a loss of maybe 1 yard. 2nd down and 11 for the Bulldogs back at the Buckeye 32.
Finally brought down out there by number 27, Jake Talbert, and 54, Eli Fox. Buckeyes defensive line got a lot of pressure on him, almost to look like they were setting up a screenplay, though.
Burrow takes a snap. He fakes it to Williams, rolls to the left, and he'll run it down to the Buckeye 21-yard line as he picks up about 11 yards, and that will be a Bulldog first down, I believe. And it is a first down for Athens. They spotted at the Buckeye 20.
Brought it down out there by number 85, I believe is who it was for the Buckeyes.
2 receivers each side. And Burrow keeps it himself once again up the middle. Burrow inside the 5, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown from 20 yards out, Joe Burrow.
Strong run by Burrows right up the left-hand side, basically right down the gut of the defense of the Buckeyes that time. And again, like I was talking about, the pace of the offense just keeps the defense really on their heels, and they're not getting a chance to catch their breath. And that's why you see the Bulldogs consistently over the season been able to find ways to pull away as the games go on.
Robert Orr, left-footed kicker for Athens, attempts the extra point, and it is up, and it is good. 53 seconds to play in the first quarter here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium at Athens High School. The Bulldogs 14 and the Buckeyes 6. And we'll take a 30-second break. Alex Goldsberry will tee it up for the Athens Bulldogs as we're back here at Athens High School. Buckeyes scored first. They had a nice time-consuming drive to begin this game, took the opening kickoff and put 6 on the board, but Athens, they now have 14 unanswered points to take a 14-6 lead.
Yeah, the Buckeyes had the ball for 5.5 minutes on that first drive and really marched down the field nicely, but the Bulldogs have answered twice now.
And this is a shorter kick, and it actually will sail out of bounds right around the Buckeye 25, so Nelsonville-York will have it on their own 35-yard line.
Which really is the worst field position starting point for the Buckeyes. They started out with the ball on the 50 their first time, and then the 37, now the 35. 52 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Bulldogs are up 14-6. And the Buckeyes need to find a way to hold on to that ball again and get some more clock eaten up, and then find a way to get some more points on the board. As again, we can't talk enough about the up-tempo, fast-paced game that the offensive side of the ball is for the Bulldogs.
Buckeyes out of the eye, 1st and 10 on their own 35. Hunter Edwards at quarterback, pitches it out on the right side. Alex Mount, and Mount will take it out to the 40-yard line as he picks up 5 yards.
Nice little design run as it's a pitch play out to the right-hand side. Stalter on the stop that time again for the Bulldogs. As Mount tries to get to the outside, the Bulldogs did a nice job of coming in from the corner position and forcing him back up the field and not allowing him to use his speed, as we've seen Trey able to get out to the outside a couple times for the offense of the Bulldogs. It's the same thing the Buckeyes want to do with Mount, is get him to the outside and allow him to use some of that speed.
Clock running down at 18 seconds. 2nd down and 5 for the Buckeyes. The play clock and the game clock are both at 10 seconds, so Nelsonville-York will probably let the clock wind down to the end of the 1st quarter.
I think they're going to try to get a play off. No, they're not. Good call, Jim.
And that is the end of the 1st quarter here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium here at Athens High School in the Plains. At the end of 1, Athens 14 and Nelsonville-York 6, and we'll take a 60-second break. So we're about ready to start the 2nd set of 12 minutes here at Athens High School.
We'll go ahead and reverse the field here as the Bulldogs now will be turning around and going from right to left, and the Buckeyes will be going from left to right. And again, you know, the Buckeyes started out strong, moving the ball well, getting some time underneath them, get some points on the board, but the Bulldogs offense really showed a lot of different attacks, different ways to go after you, different individuals to utilize, and just kept the ball moving, like I said, with no huddle, just coming to the line, really kept the defense on their heels.
So the Buckeyes will have a 2nd down and 5 on their own 40-yard line as we begin the 2nd quarter of play. Last year, of course, Athens defeated the Buckeyes up at Boston Field 42-21. And last time we were here, when Nelsonville-York played here at Athens, it was 24-21 Athens in overtime.
That was a ball game, Jim. That one going into overtime was one that most kids, had they been part of it, will never forget.
2nd and 5, pitch out. Alex Mount on the left side. Mount corralled right around the line of scrimmage. We may have a face mask on Athens.
I believe that was Trey Williams that brought Mount down, as again, they were trying to get Mount the ball out to the outside and get him a chance to use some of his speed as a flag is thrown.
Waiting for the call from the official. It may be on the Buckeyes, and it is. Illegal block in the back on Nelsonville-York.
Well, that's not something you need if you're a Buckeye right now. You don't want to give yardage away in any stretch of the imagination. Definitely don't want to back yourself up into a position where you've got to go for long downs, and now they're looking at a 2nd and about 14 as that backs them up with that illegal block in the back of the Buckeyes.
So Nelsonville-York with the ball on their own 31 after the penalty, and it will be about second down and about 14 for the Buckeyes. Nelsonville-York out of the eye. 2 receivers split out wide right, 1 to the left. Hunter Edwards under center at quarterback.
And whenever they go to a lineup like this, the Bulldogs are going without a safety.
Hand off on a draw play, I believe to Alex Mount, and he will take it out to about the 37-yard line as he picks up 6 yards.
Nice solid run by Mount. Get the ball back inside or across the original line of scrimmage, like you said. Get the ball out to 37 is actually where they're going to spot the ball.
3rd down and 8 for Nelsonville-York.
And again, right there, nice little surge by the offensive line of the Buckeyes, but they backed themselves up into such a long 2nd down situation that they're still looking at a long 3rd down. 3rd down, and they're saying 8, close to 7 or 8 yards out there for the Buckeyes to try to find a way to get their 1st down here as they got to get to the 45-yard line.
2 receivers on each side for the Buckeyes. Hunter Edwards out of the shotgun. 3rd down at about 8. A flag comes in, and we have delay of game on Nelsonville-York.
Buckeyes again backing themselves up, not helping themselves out here at all in this particular series. That's 2 different penalties that put themselves in a tough position here.
So the ball spotted back at the Buckeye 32, where it'll bring up 3rd down and about 13. Meigs leading Alexander 14-0.
10 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Bulldogs already up on top, 14-6. Buckeyes have the ball, trying to march as we're looking at the field left to right in all white.
3rd and 13, Buckeyes, 2 receivers on each side. Hunter Edwards out of the shotgun. He's looking to pass, throwing over the middle, and he's got Jeremy Warren, and it's going to fall incomplete. It looked like Jeremy was looking to run before he pulled it in, and it falls incomplete at the Athens 40-yard line.
That ball was right where it needed to be. Jeremy just could not find a handle as he just bobbled the ball out there, as that would have been way more than they needed for the first down, as he was inside Bulldog territory. Even after he bobbled it a little bit, it went in and out of the hands of Trey Williams, I believe. Almost had a chance to intercept it, but nobody could find a handle on that pigskin that play.
So the Buckeyes on 4th and 13 on their own 32 will punt it away. Jeremy Warren will do the punting. Ryan Lorman back at the Athens 36 to receive the punt. Nice snap, and Warren gets it away. It bounces at the Athens 42, taken by Ryan Lorman on a hop, and he'll take it out close to midfield, and we'll see where they spot it.
The Bulldogs actually put no pressure on Jeremy to kick that time. They were setting up trying to get a good return, and they do start with their best field position as the Bulldogs come straight to the line again. No huddle. They're already lining up. As soon as the ref puts the ball down, they're going to be ready to go. 1st
and 10 at the Buckeye 48 is where they spot it. Bulldogs leading by 8 points. 10 minutes, 14 seconds to play before halftime. Joe Burrow. Athens in a pistol formation, 2 receivers on each side. Hand off to Trey Williams, and he'll cut to the right side and take it down to the Buckeye 42-yard line as he picks up about 5.
Boy, the Neil Pauly gets the stop for the Buckeyes there, but, you know, the Buckeyes secondary, they've kind of fallen back into, I won't call it a prevent D, but they've got safeties back there.
Hand off to Williams once again, and this time he's corralled and brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Eli Fox in there for the Buckeyes along with Jacob Talbert.
Eli Fox, and along with him also number 30, Donovan Ross, actually in there defensively to put the stops on Trey that time.
Athens quickly to the line. Once again, 3rd down and about 4 at the Buckeye 42-yard line. Joe Burrow out of the shotgun, 2 receivers on each side looking to throw. Dust on the right side, and it's complete to Ryan Lorman at the Buckeye 30, and he'll be run out right around the 20-yard line. Billy Seal in pretty good position for the Buckeyes, but he couldn't quite knock it away.
Billy Seal almost was able to knock the ball away, almost actually intercept the ball, but the taller, stronger Lurman was able to reel the ball in, and then, like you said, turn and run upfield before Cannon Kilbarger knocks him out of bounds at the 20, a 22-yard pass play.
1st and 10 Athens at the Buckeye 20, 2 receivers on each side. Athens in a pistol formation with Joe Burrow at quarterback, and right behind him a couple yards deep is Trey Williams. Williams will not get the handoff as Burrow fakes it to him, runs to the right side, and he'll run it down to the Buckeye 12-yard line where he is tackled after an 8-yard gain.
And that 8 yards brought down by Jake Talbert over there as Joe Burrows did a real nice job of hiding that ball in the backfield, and a lot of people were watching Trey, and he was able to really do a nice job of just kind of deceiving the defense and keeping the ball himself that time.
2nd and 2, Burrow looking to the left, quick slant, and he hits his receiver inside the Buckeye 5-yard line down to the 4-yard line, and it will be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs from right there.
Again, that's Sean Vanderven out there on the reception for the Bulldogs as he was just coming in a slant right there and got a quick 6 yards.
Bulldogs hurry the line, hand off to Trey Williams, and Williams, nice run. He took it up the middle, saw nothing there, and he just backed up a yard and took it to the right side and takes it into the end zone for a touchdown.
It was actually a hop backwards. I mean, Trey did an excellent job of going into the traffic, realizing what he had. He's got extremely quick feet. I'm not sure, you know, speed-wise overall what the kid actually has. He's only been able to get to the outside a couple times, but the quickness of his feet really keep him in the play and allow him to find new holes as the play develops.
Robert Orr on the extra point attempt. It is good. So with 8:46 to play in the first half, Athens leading Nelsonville-York 21-6, and we'll take a 30-second break. Alex Goldsberry will kick it away for the Bulldogs as we're back here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium at Athens High School.
8 minutes and 46 seconds to play in the second quarter. The Bulldogs, again, quick strikes on the offensive side of the ball. They've had 3 different touchdowns, and they have found 3 different individuals to find the end zone here this evening.
Jeremy Warren back deep for Nelsonville-York, standing at the Buckeye 12, and it comes to Warren. He'll take it at the 14, across the 20. 25, breaks a tackle, across the 30, and takes it out to about the 33-yard line. Pretty good returns tonight for Jeremy Warren.
Yeah, Jeremy's doing a nice job, and the entire return team's doing a nice job for the Buckeyes to get them in decent field position as number 82, Trey Kiefer, puts the stop on Jeremy. And again, like you said, starting at the 33-yard line, the Buckeyes have kind of backed up a couple yards each time as they started at the 50, then the 37, then the 35, and now the 33-yard line.
Buckeyes will split out 2 receivers to each side with Alex Mount, the lone back, and he'll take the handoff from Hunter Edwards and takes it out across the 35, almost to the 36, a pickup of 2 for the Buckeyes.
Goldsberry right there on the stop for the Bulldog defense. Again, that's 10 carries for Mount here this evening and 35 total yards as the Bulldog defense is keying in on him, not allowing him to get to the outside much at all.
Of course, Mount just 81 yards shy of going over the 1,000 mark as a freshman for the Buckeyes. Coming into this game, he had 919. So the Buckeyes will split out 2 receivers to each side. Hunter Edwards out of the shotgun. 2nd and 8 for Nelsonville-York. Walker Elliott in motion to the left. Fake handoff to Noah Andrews, and Hunter Edwards trying to run. And it looked like a Bulldog grabbed a face mask, but I do not see a flag on the field, and Hunter Edwards is brought down.
I tell you that the defense of the Bulldogs, Freddie Stalter, number 7, was the first to hit him, and then I believe 3 or 4 other Bulldogs came in and got their licks in there. It could have been worse, though. Noah Andrews picks up the blitzer that time was Freddie Stalter, and didn't allow him to get the initial hit on Hunter, but then Hunter wasn't able to get up through the middle as the Bulldog defense just swarmed in on him and dropped him.
For the Buckeyes, loss of 2, 3rd down and 9. Nelsonville-York. Buckeyes on their own 34-yard line. Hunter Edwards out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. Edwards looking to throw, being pressured, and Hunter Edwards will be sacked back at the 24-yard line.
Goldsberry back there to drop him for the 9-yard loss that time as they just dialed up a blitz defensively, and you could see that the last 2 series that the defensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs seems to be getting a little bit stronger, a little more confident. That first series that the Buckeyes were able to drive down and put the points on the board seemed to have the Bulldogs a little on their heels because they were actually throwing the ball a little bit more than they were anticipating the Buckeyes to come out here and do. But since then, and especially the last 2 drives, the Bulldogs defense has really been pinning their ears back and coming after the Buckeyes offense.
4th and 19 for the Buckeyes on their own 23-yard line. Jeremy Warren will punt it away. Ryan Lorman will receive the punt back at the Athens 45 is where he is standing. The punt comes to the right side. Fair catch called for by Ryan Lorman and made at the Athens 47-yard line.
And that'll actually be second best starting position for the Bulldogs offense as they have had the ball at the 39, the 31, the 48 of the Buckeyes, and now their own 47-yard line. And at this particular point, it hasn't seemed to really matter where they're starting. They're ending up in the same spot every time, Jim. They've had the ball 3 times, and they've been in the end zone 3 times. Once with Adam Lurman, once with Burrows, and then once with Trey Williams. So they've done it with a different Bulldog each time. 3 series, 3 touchdowns, 3 different kids.
3 receivers to the right for Athens, 1 to the left. Joe Burrow out of the shotgun, looking to throw. Throwing long on the right side towards Ryan Lorman, and it is caught down at the Buckeye 10-yard line, and Ryan Lorman will take it in for the touchdown.
53-yard pass play. Just like that. Again, when you've got a big target like that, he threw the ball up. The Buckeyes had nice coverage. I thought they had a chance to even come away with the interception. But Lurman had that extra height over the Buckeyes secondary, able to go up after that ball and be able to bring it in. It looked to me like there might have been holding on the Buckeyes 86. I believe that was Aaron Davis for the Buckeyes defense trying to put the pressure on Joey, but he's able to get that ball away.
Robert Orr attempting the point after touchdown, and the kick is up, and it is through the uprights. 6:13 to play in the second quarter, and Athens has a 28-6 lead over the Buckeyes, and we'll take a 30-second timeout. We're back here at Athens High School. The Bulldogs have put another touchdown on the board. Again, Nelsonville-York took the opening kickoff, drove it down the field, scored to take a 6-0 lead, but the Bulldogs have put up 28 unanswered points on Nelsonville-York.
And they've done it through the air pretty consistently as the Bulldogs Joey Burrows is 6 of 7 in the air for 146 yards here in the first half already.
Alex Goldsberry with the kickoff, taken by Jeremy Warren at the 15, crosses the 20. 25, takes it to the left side, and he'll go down right around the 29-yard line. They'll actually spotted at the 28 of Nelsonville-York, and that's where the Buckeyes will have the football with 6 minutes, 9 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Brought down out there by number 20, Ty Neal, and 27, Bryce Graves defensively for the Bulldogs. And again, the Buckeyes starting field position just continues to go the wrong direction as they start out at the 50, then the 37, 35, 33, and now starting out at their own 28-yard line.
First down and 10, Buckeyes. Nelsonville-York out of the eye, and all freshman backfield. Hunter Edwards at quarterback, Noah Andrews at fullback, and Alex Mount at tailback. It's handed off to Alex Mount, and he is stacked up pretty quickly. Not much there for the Buckeyes, and he did pick up one on that left side. It brings up 2nd and 9.
Well, I'm not sure who was the defensive individual that hit him first, but there was like a wall of Bulldogs along that left-hand side. As they're going to say he got a yard, but it's a short yard at that.
Beautiful night for football here in the Valley.
Hey, you can't complain. This is the end of the regular season. It's usually quite a bit chillier, and we've had the last couple weekends a lot cooler weather than we have tonight, Jim.
Buckeyes 2 receivers on each side. 2nd down and 9 from their own 29. Hunter Edwards out of the shotgun. Noah Andrews in the backfield standing beside Edwards. Edwards looking to throw. Throws on the left side. And it is caught by Jeremy Warren out at midfield. And he'll be taken down at the Athens 40. Jeremy Warren doing a great job. The ball slightly underthrown. And Jeremy Warren cuts back and comes back for that football and makes the catch.
Great adjustment on the fly that time from Jeremy to come back after that ball and get a 31-yard pass play that time from Hunter.
So the Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Athens 41-yard line. And we have an official's timeout over on the Nelsonville-York sideline. I think they're having trouble with the chains. And it looks like they've got it figured out now and get it stretched out. And Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Athens 41.
Jeremy was actually covered pretty well out there. I believe that was number 7 out there guarding him, Freddie Stalter, but he did a nice job of just coming back after that ball and making a big play for the Buckeyes offense.
Buckeyes 2 receivers to the right, out of the eye, 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 41. Edwards under center. Takes a snap, pitches it out to Alex Mount, cuts it up, and then cuts it back outside. And he takes it across the 35, breaking tackles, and he takes it all the way down to the Athens 25-yard line, a gain of about 16 yards.
By far the best run we've seen from the offensive side of the ball for the Buckeyes, as Mount finds a way to start using his speed, and then once he had his speed up a little bit, he was able to lower his shoulder, and like you said, he broke a few tackles. The Bulldogs just trying to knock him over, not trying to wrap him up. And Mount does the right thing and just runs right through those types of tackles. And like you said, gets the Buckeyes down inside the 25-yard line of the Bulldogs. 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Buckeyes down 28-6.
1st and 10 Buckeyes out of the eye. 2 receivers to the right at the Athens 25. Edwards takes a snap, hands it off to Mount, and he's tripped up right at the line of scrimmage and brought down right at the 25. No gain.
I was going to say number 27, Bryce Grave, 28, Dakota McPhee. Make the stop. As you called that one correctly. As soon as he got the ball, he took 2 steps and his feet were already being taken out from underneath him, and he was barely back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say 2nd down and 10 as the Buckeyes, again, trying to use as much of this clock as they can, keep that powerful offense of the Bulldogs off the field. And you've got to say, if you're a Buckeye fan, though, you like the fight that you're seeing in these Buckeyes right now on this drive, coming out and coming back and fighting hard and playing well and moving the ball, as it looks like the Buckeyes might take a timeout.
They let the play clock run down to 1 second, and they do take a timeout. Nelsonville-York will have a 2nd down and 10 at the Athens 25. 3:33 to play in the first half, and Athens leading 28-6, and we'll take a 30-second timeout. They're back here at Athens High School. The Buckeyes have a 2nd down and 10 at the Bulldog 25-yard line. Again, the Bulldogs up 28-6.
And the Buckeyes really to this point have been much more effective moving the ball in the air, as Hunter Edwards is at this point 4 of 7 in the air for 75 yards. 2 catches going Kenan Kilbarger's way and 2 catches to Jeremy Warren. And Jeremy almost had a third that he wasn't able to find the handle on. But the Buckeyes moving the ball 75 yards in the air, and they've got about 60 yards on the ground.
Buckeyes 2 receivers to each side. Hunter Edwards out of the shotgun, takes a snap, looking to throw. Throws on the left side, and it falls incomplete at the Athens 21-yard line.
4-man rush for the Bulldogs defensive line that time, but they had a lot of pressure on Hunter. Hunter did not have a whole lot of time to look around, and by the time he came back to Jeremy, cutting across the field from right to left, out in that far left flat, he had to put the ball out in front of Jeremy because that's the only place he could actually see from where he was standing in the backfield. Again, 4-man front for the defensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs, really putting some nice pressure on the Buckeyes offense that time.
So the Buckeyes now 3rd and 10 at the Athens 25. Clock stopped with that incompletion with 3.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Buckeyes with a receiver on each side, out of the eye. Hunter Edwards under center. Back to pass. Sets up a screen on the left side. Alex Mount. And he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle as one of the Athens defenders gets him by the ankles and brings him down.
Again, number 7, Freddie Stalder, number 8, Alex Goldsberry, actually all over the field defensively for the Bulldogs. We've called their names almost every play, if not every other play. Those 2 individuals really flying to the ball right there, as it almost looked like Mount was going to have enough room to get somewhere, but instead they stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
So the Buckeyes facing a 4th down and 10, and of course, Nelsonville-York will go for it at the Athens 25-yard line.
Well, as the clock continues to tick, it's down to 2 minutes and 45 seconds, or 2:40 now to play in the first half.
And the play clock down to 3 seconds, and once again, the Buckeyes will let the play clock run all the way down to 1 second and take a timeout. 2:36 to play in the first half. Athens leading 28-6, and we'll take another 30-second break. We're back at Athens High School. Buckeyes take a timeout. They're facing a 4th and 10 at the Athens 25.
And right now the Bulldogs in command of the ball game, 28-6, as their offense has been able to quick strike and score every time they're getting the ball. So the Buckeyes really trying to play some clock management here and utilize a couple timeouts late in the play clock to be able to milk some of the clock. As again, we're down to 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Buckeyes have a huge 4th down play. They had a 4th and 7 on that first drive. They were able to convert and get the first down and then continue to drive on in for a touchdown. Big 4th down play here for the Buckeyes.
4th and 10 Buckeyes at the 25 of Athens. 3 receivers to the right. Edwards out of the shotgun. He'll roll right. Looking to throw, does so, but it's nearly picked off by Athens. It falls incomplete, and of course the Bulldogs will take over on downs on their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, he possibly could have, number 27, Bryce Graves out there, had an opportunity to intercept that ball and possibly run it back and get a little better field position, but the Bulldogs offense, again, they're not worried where they're starting from at this point, as they're already lining up over the ball, ready for the ref to say start the clock. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the first half.
Bulldogs take a direct snap, and the man will take it out close to a first down, picks up about 10 yards.
I believe that was 15 Wiseman on the carry that time. Heath Wiseman for the Bulldogs.
Kind of a wildcat formation for Athens. I'm not sure if Joe Burrow is on the sideline or if he's split out for Athens. Cannot pick the numbers on the right side, but once again, Wiseman out of the wildcat. And a reverse, and Ryan Lorman will throw it.
Nobody goes with Burrows.
Joe Burrow all alone, and he pulls it in at the Buckeye 20, and he'll take it on in for an Athens touchdown. A little razzle-dazzle by the Bulldogs, Ryan Lorman. The Bulldogs run a reverse, and then Ryan Lorman will fire it down the field to a wide-open Joe Burrow.
64-yard pass play, and you called it right. You could see where Burrows was lined up on the right-hand side. They have pitch back to Trey Williams, and then he quickly pitches it again to Lurman, and Lurman just looks downfield and sees Burrows running and no Buckeye within 10 to 20 yards of him. And as you called it, he reels it in at the 20 and basically walks into the end zone from there.
Robert Orr on the extra point attempt. It is good once again. So we got 2 minutes, 10 seconds to play before halftime, and Athens now leads the Buckeyes 35-6, and we'll take a 30-second break. We're back here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium. Once again, the Bulldogs with that quick strike offense, and they show it off once again.
Wow, I tell you, the previous series was a one-play series, a 53-yard pass play from Joey Burrows to Ryan Lurman. This time they reversed the roles, and it's a 64-yard pass play from Lurman to Burrows.
Alex Goldsberry kicks it away. A squib kick picked up by Warren at the 15. Jeremy Warren crosses the 25, and he'll be upended right around the 28-yard line. That's where the Buckeyes will have a 1st and 10 with 2 minutes, 6 seconds to play before halftime. Of course, the head coach for the Bulldogs, Ryan Adams, doing a great job with Athens, and of course, Dave Boston Jr. for Nelsonville-York, and this is his 11th year, and he has a 50-6 record in the Ohio Division of the TVC. Buckeyes will split out 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Nelsonville-York out of the eye. Edwards hands it off on a delayed handoff to Alex Mount, and he will take it out to about the 34-yard line as he picks up 5 for the Buckeyes.
Nice positive yardage for the Buckeyes right up the middle of the defense of the Bulldogs that time. As you called, he gets 5 yards on it. Stalter brings him down out there, go along with Goldsberry again. And under 2 minutes, about a minute 45 to play here in the first half. The Bulldogs have a 35-6 lead as the Buckeyes try to find a way to move the ball and eat up this last minute and a half, because they don't want to give the Bulldogs back the ball, as they have shown that they can score in under 30 seconds pretty easily from just about anywhere on the field.
2nd and 5 Buckeyes on their own 34-yard line, out of the eye. Edwards takes a snap, pitches it out. Alex Mount coming to the right side, and he's hit and dropped right around the line of scrimmage. Good hit by the Bulldogs.
Number 17, Andy Vu, did a nice job coming off that corner position and just keeping an eye on Alex as he's coming around the right-hand side, not allowing him to get anywhere.
And Athens will take a timeout. So we have a timeout on the field, 1:10 to play before halftime. The Bulldogs up on the Buckeyes 35-6, and we'll take a 30-second timeout. We're back here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium at Athens High School in the Plains, Ohio, and the Bulldogs up 35-6. Buckeyes will be facing a 3rd and 4 on their own 35-yard line. 1:10 to play before halftime.
Again, the Buckeyes in all white, Bulldogs with the green tops, gold bottoms, moving right to left. Buckeyes moving left to right. 3rd down and 4 for the Buckeyes.
Out of the I formation, 2 receivers to the right. Edwards at quarterback under center. Edwards hands it off to Alex Mount, and he'll be brought down right around the 36-yard line. He picks up 1, but the Buckeyes will be facing a 4th down,
and the
4th and 3.
Bulldogs take a quick timeout again so that they've got a little bit of time left on the clock when the ball comes back their way, as there's a minute 6 left on the clock here in the first half. And I'm sure the Buckeyes are going to be forced to punt this ball back over to the Bulldogs.
Buckeyes bring the punting unit out onto the field. Again, Athens took a timeout with a minute 6 left to play here in the first half. And the Bulldogs up on the Buckeyes 35-6. Joe Burrow, Athens, they are so quick at the line of scrimmage, they don't give me time to give their ridiculous offensive numbers they've had this year. Joe Burrow, 133 completions out of 186 attempts at 72% completion rate, 2,383 yards and 31 touchdowns coming into this game. And, of course, Trey Williams, 116 carries, 1,423 yards, 26 touchdowns. Trey Williams leading the Ohio Division of the TVC in rushing. And right behind him, in second place, Alex Mount of the Buckeyes, the freshman for Nelsonville-York. He had 919 yards coming into this game and 9 touchdowns. So we're ready for the Buckeye punt as Jeremy Warren drops back deep to punt it away on a 4th and 3. Nelsonville-York on their own 36-yard line, and Ryan Lorman back to receive the punt for Athens.
Lorman's done a pretty good job of utilizing the fair catch, and he's ran the ball back once and went out of bounds with it.
Warren gets it away, and Ryan Lorman calls for a fair catch and makes it at the Athens 35-yard line. And that's where the Bulldogs will have the football with 1 minute and 1 second to play here in the first half.
Again, the Buckeyes tried to find a way to get a first down a couple times there to try to finish out the clock there, but they knew giving the ball back over to the Bulldogs with even a minute and 1 second on the clock is dangerous, the way these Bulldogs have been able to move the ball.
Two receivers on each side. Joe Burrow back to pass. Those on the right side. It's caught by Ryan Lorman in Buckeye territory at the 49, and then Billy Seal drives him out of bounds at the Buckeye 46, and a late flag comes in. And they may say that he handled Ryan Lorman just a little bit too hard over in front of the Athens bench.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to call. Billy Seal drives Lurman, as you say, out of bounds, and as he's out of bounds, he probably takes 2 or 3 steps and continues to drive and ends up throwing him to the ground, and the flags went up immediately as it was already a 20-yard pass play for Lurman, who has 95 yards catching and 166 yards now in the air for Burrows. And then the Buckeyes tack on a few extra yards and bring the Bulldogs all the way down to the 30-yard line now. And again, there's still 56 seconds to play in the first half. Bulldogs already to the line.
Joe Burrow at quarterback. Trey Williams in the backfield. Now he runs to the left, a pass to the right to Ryan Lorman. Crosses the Buckeye 25, and then he's hit at the Nelsonville-York 20. But that looks to be another Athens first down. It looks like they'll mark it at the 19.
Cannon Kilbarger does a nice job of coming up and making the play that time, as that was a well-designed play by the Bulldogs offense. They allowed the defensive line of the Buckeyes to come charging through there, kind of set up a delayed screen to Lurman coming off the right-hand side. He turns it upfield, first down for the Bulldogs. And they're marching.
Burrow back to pass once again. Throws on the left side, and it is caught for an Athens touchdown.
Walker Elliott, number 3, was right there with him, but I'm telling you what, Burrow showed that time not only the strength of his arm, but he showed a touch on that ball that time as he just laid that over the shoulder of number 5, Sam Vanderven, and he just laid it over his shoulder, and Vanderven did a nice job of bringing that ball in, and another touchdown for the Bulldogs.
And Robert Orr will attempt the extra point for Athens. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. 39 seconds to play before halftime. 42 for Athens, 6 for Nelsonville-York. And we'll take a 30-second timeout. We're back here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium at Athens High School, and the Bulldogs now lead the Buckeyes by 36 points, 39 seconds to play in the second quarter.
And, you know, we can't talk about it enough, the quick striking ability that the Bulldogs bring to the table on the offensive side of the ball. Buckeyes just cannot find a way to stop them. That time they got the ball back with 1 minute and 1 second to go. There's now 39 seconds on the board, 70 yards in 22 seconds is what the Bulldogs were able to do on that last drive. And now they've got 6 touchdowns here in the first half.
Alex Goldsberry on the kick. And it goes by Jeremy Warren inside the 5. He'll pick it up back at the 2. Jeremy Warren at the 5, and he'll go down at the 7-yard line. 33 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Bryce Graves puts the stop on for the Bulldogs defense, but I'm telling you, that was just a bad circumstance that time as the ball squibbed right through Jeremy's hands. He has to wrestle it down around the 1 or 2 yard line. He's able to get back out, like you said, to the 7. But again, looking at the 6 touchdowns, you've had Adam Lurman gets the first touchdown. Then you have Joey Burrows running in for a touchdown. Trey Williams running in for a touchdown. Then you have Ryan Lurman catching a pass. Then you have Ryan Lurman throwing a pass to Joey Burrows. And now you have Sam Vanderven scoring. So you have multiple different weapons on the offensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs.
Draw play goes to Alex Mount, and he'll dive out to the Buckeye 13 as he picks up 6 yards, and the clock running at 24 seconds to play.
And again, the Buckeyes at this point just want to find a way to ride out this last 20 seconds of this first half and try to regroup at halftime as they're down 42-6 to the powerful offense of the Bulldogs.
Clock under 10 seconds now here in the second quarter. Buckeyes in an I formation with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
You know what, though? You got to say real quick, though, Jim. I don't see
Alex Mount, and he'll take it across the 20 out to the 21-yard line. He picks up 7 yards, and the clock hits 000.
What I was starting to say real quick, it is halftime. The Bulldogs have a big 42-6 lead, but I don't see Buckeyes holding their heads yet. I don't see Buckeyes even looking like they're wanting to give up. They're a little tired because of the quick pace that the offensive side of the ball brings to them from the Bulldogs offense, but the Buckeyes themselves are continuing to fight and try to find ways to move the ball and make things happen out there.
It's halftime here at Athens High School, and again the Bulldogs lead the Buckeyes 42-6, and we'll take a timeout. Stadium at Athens High School. We still probably about 6 minutes away from kickoff to begin the second half, and the Athens Bulldogs, again, the Buckeyes come out, they get the opening kickoff, beautiful drive, time-consuming drive right down the field, punch it in, go up 6-0, but the Bulldogs have put up 42 unanswered since then.
Well, like we were talking about, the offense of the Bulldogs really has been able to dominate this game as far as keeping the defense on their heels. The pace of the game is definitely in favor of the Bulldogs as they do, the no huddle, quick to the line, puts a lot of pressure on your defense, and that's what's happened out here to this point. And the Bulldogs, again, we've talked about the quick strike ability. The Buckeyes at times have been able to move the ball, and they've been able to move the ball most effectively when they're putting the ball in the air. And, one of the things that will be interesting to see for the Bulldogs is as they move on into the playoffs starting next week and, trying to determine, again, who they'll be playing or who they'll be hosting is up in the air. There's a couple of candidates out there, I guess.
If it would have ended last week, they'd have played New Philadelphia right here at Athens High School.
Yeah, and at this point, New Philadelphia is actually sitting in that 7th spot still and have a real good chance of being that team that they'll be playing. I was looking at some of the other possibilities. You got Tri-Valley might be in there for them, and they might also be looking at Granville or Columbus St. Francis. New Philadelphia is up against Dover, which is also sitting 5th in the same region right now. So one of those teams is going to come away with a loss that could jostle the entire thing. When you got the number 5 and number 7 team playing each other, it gives an opportunity for one of these other teams. Logan Elm out of Circleville is 6th right now. Again, Marion Franklin out of Columbus is number 1. The Bulldogs are number 2. Chillicothe number 3. Brookhaven number 4. Dover 5. Logan Elm 6, New Philadelphia 7, and Tri-Valley 8 right now, and is sitting right behind Tri-Valley, though you've got Columbus St. Francis, which is looking to strike, and Granville at number 10. Those teams are still in it, still with a possibility.
And the Athens Bulldogs, again, they will host their first game, and that will be a week from tonight right here at Athens High School at 7:30 p.m. The Trimble Tomcats will be playing the next evening on Saturday evening at 7 p.m. And again, they've also clinched a home game. And if the season had ended before tonight's game, the Tomcats would have been hosting Bellsville. But of course, as we all know, things could happen. Both Athens and Trimble could end up number 1 in their region after tonight. You just don't know, and teams can switch around according to what happens.
Well, one of the things that, the Bulldogs really aren't going to get a lot of points out of beating the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes having a losing season coming into the ball game and being a lower region, lower division. And, so that's going to work against the Bulldogs. And that's one of the things that the Bulldogs, they've been able to win and stay in that second position. And with the likes of Vinton County, Meigs, a couple of the other bigger teams in the TVC Ohio, it's worked out for them. But they have played a handful of teams in the lower divisions, and that's why they're probably not sitting at that number 1 position right now.
Also like to give a shout out to the Logan Chieftains. Logan, what a turnaround, and of course first-year head coach Billy Burke. Logan needing to beat Warren tonight for the outright championship.
Yeah.
They've already got a share of the title, and they're leading Warren by a score of 28-7 tonight. So they're on their way to an outright SEOAL championship. The Logan Chieftains turning it around after last season, and a couple other scores. Alexander losing to Meigs 42-0 down at Meigs High School in Rock Springs, and the Trimble Tomcats, last we heard, 53-0 in the first half on Federal Hockey.
Yeah, everything right now is kind of playing out in the fashion that everybody expected it to coming into tonight's ball games. There's not been any real surprises. Probably the only surprise is some of the margins that some of the games are out there, like you said, with the Trimble putting up 53 points on Fed Hawk already, really putting some big points up on the board right now. But again, most of these teams probably came out strong with the intention of putting themselves in a strong position for their playoff run starting next week. And, looking here at the Bulldogs, the interesting thing you'll find is how much are they going to be playing some of their starters here in the second half. and how much are they going to be setting them down and getting them prepped for the playoff run. You know, more than likely the first game that they play in the playoffs, they'll be heavily favored, being at home and sitting in a good position. It'll be that second week in the playoffs that I think the Bulldogs and the Tomcats both will be looking to really have to be honed in on their game. They're going to be bringing their A game, not just for a couple quarters, but they're going to be bringing their A game for an entire 4 quarters to continue on through the playoffs.
Last year, Athens defeated Circleville in round 1 and then defeated Shawnee in round 2, and then the Bulldogs fell in round 3 a year ago to Thurgood Marshall. And the Trimble Tomcats, they won their first playoff game last year, the first one of 2012, as they defeated Colonel Crawford, but then they lost to Newark Catholic in round number 2.
You know, and talking about these two teams, they're kind of walking that similar path right now, in the light that, you know, they had strong teams last year. Like you said, they both made it into the playoffs, had a little bit of success in the playoffs. A lot of the same players are back. A lot of the key players are back on both teams. A lot of individuals in which they relied heavily on to get to the playoffs and get through those wins in the first playoff rounds last year are back here again this year and giving them a strong opportunity to match what they did last year and try to move forward.
Also like to mention TVC titles all time. Nelsonville-York has won 20, which is the most of any team in the Tri-Valley Conference. 14 of those have been outright, and they've won the league 7 of the last 10 years. Athens, they have now won 4, counting this year, and if they hold on to defeat the Buckeyes, 3 of those 4 will be outright championships for the Athens Bulldogs.
Well, the Buckeyes start out kicking the ball over to the Bulldogs here in the second half, as the Buckeyes will be moving from left to right, and the Bulldogs right to left as Trey Williams back to receive Jeremy Warren's kick.
And a little squib kick goes to the right side, rolls inside the 30, picked up by a Nutman, crosses the 35 and taken down at the Athens 39.
That's Wiseman on the coverage take back on that ball for the Bulldogs. As like you said, he gets back to the 39, dropped there by Jacob Talbert, number 27, defensively for the Buckeyes. And the Bulldogs continue in this up-tempo offense as they're at the line already, ready to roll.
1st and 10, Bulldogs on their own 39-yard line. Joe Burrow at quarterback. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Athens. Now the Bulldogs look over towards the sideline. And a pistol look. Burrow throws to the left side, and it falls incomplete. Buckeyes jumping on it in case it's ruled a fumble, but the official right on top of it says incomplete pass, that it was a forward pass.
Some of the Buckeye fans were hoping that was a backwards throw there that allowed him, the coverage team of the Buckeyes, to get the ball, but it was clear.
Good heads-up play by the Buckeyes to jump on it just in case.
And the
2nd
Bulldogs
and 10.
quick to the line.
Burrow, little option play. Joey Burrow keeps it himself, and he'll cross the 40 to the 42, and that'll be a pickup of about 3 yards for Athens, where to bring up 3rd down and 7.
Eli Fox on the stop from the defensive end position that time for the Buckeyes, as Burrows looked like he might have wanted to pitch that one, and he ended up holding it on himself and only gets 3 yards up the middle, as the Bulldogs getting their information from the sidelines, already at the line again.
Joe Burrow out of the shotgun, 2 receivers on each side on a 3rd and 7. Bulldogs on their own 42. Burrow takes a snap, looking to throw, throws it, and it is caught on a slant to Adam Lorman in the Buckeye territory to the 45-yard line. That's a 1st down on a gain of about 13 yards.
Brought down by Jeremy Warren out there.
Athens out of the pistol, quickly to the line. 1st down and 10 at the Buckeye 45. Burrow takes a snap, option plate. Pitch out goes to Trey Williams, crosses the Buckeye 40, and he's taken down right around the 30-yard line.
Number 3, Walker Elliott, and 30, Donovan Ross on the stop that time as he's brought to the 30-yard line.
That'll be another Athens 1st down at the Buckeye 30, 1st down and 10. And again, Athens right back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers on each side. Joe Burrow at quarterback with Trey Williams in the backfield with Burrow. The Bulldogs looking over towards the sideline, getting the signals. 1st and 10, Athens at the Buckeye 30. Burrow takes a snap, And he keeps it himself after faking it to Williams. Crosses the Buckeye 20, down to the 15. Takes it inside the 15, brought down around the 13.
Billy Seal that time on the stop defensively for the Buckeyes. Like you said, he gets 15 yards on it and gets himself out there in a strong position. The reason he ended up having to keep that ball himself is that Eli Fox, coming off the defensive end roll, actually covered up Trey and did not allow Burrows to make that pitch. But in turn, Burrows just turns it upfield, 15 strong yards, first down for the Bulldogs.
First and 10 at the Nelsonville-York 13-yard line. Clock running, 10:18 to play in the third quarter. Bulldogs up 42-6.
Buckeyes staying in that two-safety type defensive positioning.
Burrow throws into the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Ryan Lorman. Right over the middle, and it's pulled in for the touchdown about 2 yards deep in the end zone. And the Bulldogs lead 48-6, 10:08 to play in the third period.
And again, you got a big, tall receiver like Lurman. He just throws the ball up and lets Lurman go up after the ball and bring it down in the end zone there for another touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Robert Orr once again to attempt the point after touchdown. And the ball's loose. And the holder running to the right side, and he's going to take it in for a two-point conversion.
So when things don't even go right for the Bulldogs, Wiseman ends up picking up the ball and running around the end that time and getting the touchdown.
Looked like a good snap. It looked like Wiseman just dropped it, but then he picks it up and sprints around the right side. He gets the corner and takes it in for a two-point conversion. So Athens leads the Buckeyes 50-6 with 10 minutes, 8 seconds to play in the third quarter, and we'll take a 30-second break. We're back here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium at Athens High School, and the Bulldogs have put up another touchdown.
And another drive under 2 minutes as there's minute 52 here in the second half. The Bulldogs already found their way into the end zone and now kicking the ball back over to the Buckeyes. Again, Bulldogs moving from right to left, Buckeyes moving from left to right.
Alex Goldsberry on the kick, taken by Jeremy Warren at the 14-yard line, crosses the 30 and takes it out to the 35-yard line. So that's where the Buckeyes will have a first down and 10.
Again, Jeremy has done a nice job returning the ball as Lurman and Goldsberry combined on the tackle. That was Adam Lurman and Goldsberry on the stop that time for the Bulldogs coverage team as the Buckeyes start out the ball on the 36-yard line.
10 minutes, 3 seconds to play in the third quarter. Again, Athens leading 50-6. Buckeyes first and 10 on their own 36-yard line. That's where the ball is spotted. Buckeyes 2 receivers to each side. Hunter Edwards at quarterback under center with Noah Andrews in the backfield. And handoff goes to Andrews, and he breaks a tackle and takes it out to about the 43-yard line. He'll pick up 7 yards.
Nice power run by Noah over the left-hand side. That time is it looked like the defensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs was trying to squeeze in there and jump that count, but quickly Noah gets the ball. Brought down out there by number 36, Troy Stalter, for the defensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs.
Actually a pickup of 8 for Noah as the ball spotted at the Buckeye 44.
That's only Noah's second carry of the ball game. He's got now 2 carries for 9 yards out there for the Buckeyes.
Second down and 2 for Nelsonville-York, again on their own 44-yard line. 2 receivers split out to each side. Hunter Edwards at quarterback. Alex Mount in the backfield, and he'll take the handoff, and he's hit immediately in the backfield as he took the handoff from Hunter Edwards.
Goldsberry, I will say there's no flags out there, so they're going to say that Goldsberry timed that extremely well. I'm going to say if he wasn't across the line before the snap, I'd be surprised.
That will be a loss of about 2 yards, so the Buckeyes will have a 3rd and 4. Buckeyes have it on their own 42-yard line.
And you could see the Bulldogs on the play right before that were doing the same thing. They got a 4-man front, and they're bringing up a couple of their linebackers almost on a blitz-type situation between those tackles. And at that time, Goldsberry's in the backfield. At the same time, Hunter's handing the ball over to Alex Mount. He was being met by Goldsberry.
Hunter Edwards will throw on the left side. It is caught for a Buckeye first down out to their 49, and then Jeremy Warren dives to the 50, so Nelsonville-York picks up the first down. Gain of about 8 yards for Nelsonville-York.
And that's, again, you see a little bit of productivity out of the offensive side of the ball for the Buckeyes, and it's predominantly right now able to move the ball in the air, probably more effective than anything else, and that's the way it's been throughout the evening.
Connor Edwards last week was 9 of 11, 117 yards against Vinton County through the air. Buckeyes out of the eye, 1st and 10. Pitch out, Alex Mount on the right side. Cuts it up, Alex Mount across the 35 to 30, 20, 15, cuts it up, 10. And he's tackled at the 3-yard line. So with that carry, Alex Mount goes over 1,000 yards on the season, the freshman tailback for the Buckeyes.
Easily, as he gets 46 yards on that particular carry right there. And that puts him at 115 yards on the night, as the Buckeyes found a way to get him to the outside. And that's why I was talking about that earlier in the first half, is the Buckeyes weren't able to find a way to get Mount freed up on the outside to allow him to use his speed at all. And that time they finally were able to do that. He did a nice job of cutting it up underneath his blocker out on the right-hand side. And then he scampers inside the 5 down to the 4, as it was number 4 down there, Sean West, defensively for the Bulldogs, that was able to keep him out of the end zone.
Buckeyes 1st and goal at the Athens 4-yard line. And the late comer for the Buckeyes into the backfield, and Nelsonville-York will have to take a timeout. 7:52 to play in the 3rd quarter. Athens 50, Nelsonville-York 6, and we'll take a 30-second timeout. We're back here at Athens High School. Buckeyes taking a timeout, and they will have a 1st and goal at the Athens 4-yard line. Both teams come back out on the field. Nelsonville-York will go out of a power I.
7:52 to play here in the 3rd quarter. The Bulldogs already up 50-6, but you can see out there the Buckeyes continuing to play hard and moving the ball down the field, as they started at this field position out at about the 35-yard line, where Jeremy Warren took the kickoff back to. And then with the big 46-yard run from Alex Mount around the right-hand side, the Buckeyes have 1st and goal inside the 5.
Buckeyes out of the power I. Handoff goes to Alex Mount, driving. Touchdown, Nelsonville-York.
And just like that, the Buckeyes find a way on their first drive of the second half to march down the field and score, just like they did on the first drive of the first half of the ball game for the Buckeyes. And both times it's Alex Mount into the end zone for the Buckeyes.
And the Buckeyes down 50-12, 7:47 to play in the 3rd quarter. And Nelsonville-York will attempt the 2-point conversion. Unsuccessful on the first 2-point conversion attempt after the first touchdown. Let's see if they can punch this one in. Buckeyes once again out of the power I. Hunter Edwards under center at quarterback. And he'll keep it himself after a fake handoff. Edwards trying to get in, but he'll be brought down right around the 3-yard line. So the 2-point conversion attempt fails for Nelsonville-York. But the Buckeyes put a touchdown on the board. Athens leading 50-12, 7:47 to play 3rd quarter, and we'll take a 30-second break. Back here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium at Athens High School. I'd like to mention we just received an update from Logan. The Chieftains now leading Warren 35-7. Again, the Chieftains' quest to win an outright SEOAL championship.
When was the last time they did that? Do you have any idea, Jim? Because I know it's been quite a while. Like you said, they've really turned that program around in a short period of time. You know, over the last 2 seasons, you could see things happening last year, and then they've been able to find a way to come out and play strong and take that SEOAL this year. You know, just talking real quick about the Buckeyes, again, I was starting to say, you know, usually when a team is down 50-6 and 50 unanswered points, you see them really just hanging their head, and you're not seeing that from the Buckeyes out here. The Buckeyes are continuing to fight and finding a way to try to march down the field as they did on that last drive and put some more points back up on the board.
Line drive kickoff by Jeremy Warren, taking it to 35, and the Athens return man fumbles the ball at the 49 of Athens, and Nelsonville-York has recovered.
It was Ty Neal. Oh, no, they're giving it back to the Bulldogs.
Oh, the official pointed the wrong way, apparently. He was pointing Nelsonville-York football, and now 2 other officials come in and say, no, it's Athens ball. And then that official also pointed that it's Athens ball, so he must have made a mistake and just pointed the wrong way. So the Bulldogs will have it on their own 49-yard line.
I'm not sure who recovered the ball. I actually lost what was going on that far side over there. But the Buckeyes, Ty Neal returns the ball for the Bulldogs, and Eli Fox hits him on the defensive side of the ball, and it squirted out.
Joe Burrow takes a snap, hands it off to the tailback, and new tailback into the game, and breaks a couple tackles, takes it to the Buckeye 22-yard line. I believe that's Dakota McPhee on the carry, and it was. Nice game by McPhee for the Bulldogs.
Jeremy Warren and Aaron Davis in on the stop that time defensively for the Buckeyes. As they march
Picks up about 19 yards on the carry. First down and 10 at the Buckeye 33. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Joe Burrow, Athens in the pistol look. Handoff once again to McPhee. And he'll take it inside the Buckeye 30 to about the 28-yard line as he picks up 5 yards.
So now they're starting to feature McPhee in the backfield. We might have seen the last of Trey Williams as he carried the ball 9 times for 53 yards out there.
Athens quickly back to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Joe Burrow at quarterback, takes a snap, a little option play, pitches out to McPhee. And McPhee will have the first down for Athens as he picks up about 6 yards.
And he's just marching right down. That's 3 carries for 30 yards for McPhee right now. And again, the Bulldogs staying in that very fast up-tempo offense, no huddle. And the chains can barely get set, and the Bulldogs are already ready to go.
Handoff to McPhee once again, this time on the right side, and he'll take it down to the Buckeye 17-yard line as he picks up 3 yards. It'll bring up a second down and 7.
Jay Elliott on the stop that time for the Buckeyes. But you know, again, this just offense pace that the Bulldogs keep. The Buckeyes are on their heels a little bit, kind of guessing what's going on. I'd anticipate they've been moving the ball effectively with McPhee. You might see the ball back in the air with Burrows. 6 minutes, 18 seconds to play here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs have a 50-12 lead.
Pick up a 4 for the Bulldogs, brings up 2nd and 6 at the 16. Pass on the left side, it is caught. And the receiver will take it inside the Buckeye 10, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 5 at about the 2. So Athens will have a 1st and goal situation from right there.
That was
Trey Kiefer.
Number 82, Trey Kiefer on the reception that time. As he gets the ball, like you said, down inside the, looks like the 3-yard line.
2 receivers on each side for Athens. 1st and goal at the 3 is where they mark it. Joe Burrow takes a snap, hands it off to McPhee, and he's in for an Athens touchdown. As he takes it right up the middle and dives into the end zone for a touchdown for the Bulldogs, and they lead 56-12 now with 5:59 to play in the third period.
So yet another Bulldog finds a way into the end zone, as that's now 8 scores on the night for the Bulldogs offense, and Mr. McPhee is the 5th different individual to find the end zone.
And Robert Orr attempts the extra point, and it's kicked right into the line. I'm not sure if it was the hold or the kick itself, but the extra point attempt is no good for Athens. They lead the Buckeyes 56-12, 5:59 to play third quarter, and we'll take a 30-second timeout. We're back here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium. The Bulldogs put up another touchdown after the Buckeyes drove down and scored.
And again, under 2-minute drive. The Buckeyes scored with 7:47 to play here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs put the points on the board with 5:59 yet to play in the third quarter. So but the majority of the Bulldogs drives have been under 2 minutes, and they've been able to find the end zone each time they've had the ball.
Alex Goldsberry with a low liner up the field, taken by Warren at the 20. Jeremy Warren crosses the 35 and takes it out to the 37-yard line. That's where the Buckeyes will have a 1st down and 10 situation. 5:52 to play in the third quarter.
Jeremy Warren's done a nice job returning the ball this evening and getting the Buckeyes some good field position. And the sad thing is we've seen a lot of it because the Bulldogs are putting the points on the board, and that's been 8 touchdowns, and 8 different kickoffs go the way of from the Bulldogs over to the Buckeyes, as the Buckeyes moving from left to right in all white. 5 minutes, 52 seconds to play here. The Buckeyes were able to score on the last drive, mainly part to a 46-yard run by Mount around the right-hand side is where they go again.
Buckeyes out of the eye, pitch out to Alex Mount, and he's dropped at the 35-yard line, and that will be a 1-yard loss. There is a flag down on the play. The officials get together to figure everything out. Again, a flag is down. That was a 1-yard loss, and now they spot it right back to where it was, so no gain on the play. Still waiting for the head referee's call on this one.
That's actually 20th carry on the night for Alex Mount. He's got 115 yards on 20 carries. as the umpire tries to determine exactly what the call is here.
It's a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on Nelsonville-York. So that will, of course, cost the Buckeyes 15 yards, and that will spot the ball back at the Nelsonville-York 21-yard line.
Well, yeah, I talked about it in the first half. The Buckeyes cannot do things to help out the Bulldogs, and that's exactly what happens right there. Is I'm not sure. I didn't see it on the field. I know that, but whatever happened, the referees obviously thought there was enough there for the penalty and backed the Buckeyes up 15 yards, like you said, first and a long 25 yards out in front of the Buckeyes offense now.
Buckeyes back on their own 21, pitch out to Mount, and then a reverse to Jeremy Warren on the left side. Crosses the 30, the 35, 40, and taken down at the Buckeye 43. He is just about a 2 yards shy of a Buckeye first down, so a pickup of 23 on the reverse to Jeremy Warren.
23 yards on Jeremy Warren. Again, he's been doing a nice job on the return team for the Buckeyes. He's had some nice catches for the Buckeyes. He's got 3 catches for 55 yards, and this time they give him the ball around the end, and he carries the ball for 23 yards. You know, Jeremy's the one that came in as a tailback when Mount was out for a game and did an excellent job for the Buckeyes, rushing for over 100 yards and receiving 76 yards in the loss to Wellston.
Buckeyes in a power eye look. Second down and about 2.5 yards to go. Ball resting at the Buckeye 43-yard line. Hunter Edwards under center at quarterback, and he'll hand it off to Alex Mount. Mount with the first down as he takes it to midfield right at the 50.
Goldsberry in again on the stop, that time defensively for the Bulldogs. And also, I believe it was big number 69 right on the line that time. Bobby Sebring on the stop also, as he's coming off the field holding his wrist after that stop for the Bulldogs defense, as the Buckeyes get to midfield and get a first down.
4 minutes, 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. Athens on top, 56-12. Buckeyes first and 10 at midfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Nelsonville-York out of the eye. Noah Andrews at fullback, Alex Mount at tailback. Edwards hands it off to Noah Andrews, and he's straight up the middle, 30, 25, 20, down to the 18-yard line. A big run for Noah Andrews, and Nelsonville-York with a first down.
32-yard run by Noah as he gets power through that line, and then he's free to run out there along the right down the middle of the field. And I'm going to say number 4, Sean West, gets the tackle, but I think Noah ran him over more than he actually tackled Noah. Noah had the speed behind him, momentum, and he had a nice strong run, gets the Buckeyes down inside the 20-yard line. And again, you know, here we are in the second half, the Bulldogs continuing to find ways to score, and the Buckeyes not giving up and just continuing to drive and work hard against the Bulldogs here.
Buckeyes out of the power eye, first and 10 at the Athens 18. Edwards takes the snap, hands it off to Alex Mount up the middle, takes it to the left side. Mount still moving down inside the 10 and brought down around the 8-yard line.
Excellent job that time. The line opens up the hole on the left-hand side. Alex bounces through it quickly. Looks like he's moving straight ahead and then bounces straight to the outside. As you said, he went to the left side and gets to the outside, gets the ability to use his speed, and they'll get the first down on that carry as they'd mark it all the way down to the 7.
First and goal, Buckeyes at the Athens 7-yard line. 3:40 to play in the third quarter. Buckeyes splitting out 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, out of the I formation. Edwards under center at quarterback, hand off to Noah Andrews up the middle, touchdown Buckeyes.
And so the Buckeyes strike quickly themselves as they got the ball back, and within just over 2.5 minutes, they drive right down the field, and Noah Andrews into the end zone for the Buckeyes on a 7-yard touchdown run right up the middle. And again, the offensive line did a nice job of opening up the hole that time. And Noah ran right through it, gets a touchdown. 3 minutes and 28 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Buckeyes have had the ball twice here in the second half and have found the end zone both times.
So let's see if the third time's a charm for the Buckeyes on the 2-point conversion attempt. Nelsonville-York out of a power eye. Hunter Edwards under center at quarterback. Takes a snap. He's looking to throw, rolls right, throws. Cannon Kilbarger, and he makes the catch. A Bulldog in front of Kilbarger, tips it away, but then Kilbarger with great concentration pulls it in
for the 2-point
conversion.
Defensively, number 17, Andy Vu out there actually tips the ball but it doesn't go to the ground. It actually just floats in the air. And like you said, Cannon Kilbarger keeps his eye on it, keeps a strong concentration, and brings in the 2-point conversion for the Buckeyes.
3:28 to play in the third quarter. Athens 56, Nelsonville-York 20, and we'll take a 30-second timeout. We're back here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium at Athens High School in the Plains. Jeremy Wareham will kick it away for Nelsonville-York.
And both teams have come out scoring here in the second half.
Squib kick on the right side, taken by an up man, and he'll just cover it up at the 33-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Ty Neal on reception that time, as he did a nice job of it. It was a line drive right at him as he hits it, and then it tips up, but he did a nice job of corralling it. You don't want that live ball out there for the Buckeyes to try to cover it up. If you're a Bulldog fan, the Buckeyes were hoping that was exactly what would happen, is they could get a big turnover here. Again, the Bulldogs have had the ball twice. The Buckeyes have had the ball twice here in the third quarter. Both teams finding the end zone each time they've had the ball. It's just been a scoring fest here in the third quarter for both teams. Buckeyes down 56-20 with 3:27 to play in the third quarter.
The Bulldogs bringing in their second-team offense now. 1st and 10 on their own 32-yard line. Bulldogs will split out 2 receivers to each side.
I'd say it's number 14 quarterbacking, and we apologize to the fans on 107.7.
Handoff on the right side, nothing doing, a loss of 2 for Athens.
We do not have these numbers. Also, number 32 is the ball carrier, I believe, and we don't have a 32 on our list, Jim. I think they said a Draper is the name I just caught out there from the loudspeaker from Gibby helping us out, but the list that we have in front of us, we don't have the quarterback number 14. We don't have number 32 that just carried the ball.
Timeout Nelsonville-York. 3 minutes, 2 seconds to play in the third quarter. Bulldogs leading the Buckeyes 56-20, and we'll take a 30-second timeout. Back here at Athens High School, Bulldogs will have a second down and 12, a loss of 2 on the first down play. Athens 2nd and 12 on their own 30-yard line. The Bulldogs back out on the field. Buckeyes still huddling on the Nelsonville-York sideline.
Bulldogs moving from right to left here in the third quarter. Buckeyes in all white moving from left to right.
And also the Buckeyes with their second-team defense now out on the field. That's why they took the timeout, since Athens had their first-team offense out on the field, or second-team offense, pardon me. Pitch out on the right side. Nice run by the tailback, and he'll take it out to the 33-yard line. He'll be about 4 yards shy of a first down as he picks up about 8 yards.
And Billy Seal, number 11 on the stop that time for the Buckeyes defense, is number 32 for the Bulldogs, gets the carry. And again, I apologize, don't have a name for 32.
And I'm wondering if it could be Deshaun Horton. I was looking for that name in the Athens roster, and I did not see it. And I believe he does carry the ball sometimes for the Bulldogs. Athens third down and about 4 on their own 38. Little option play. The quarterback keeps it himself, and he'll take it to the 40, but it'll be a gain of 2, and it'll bring up 4th and 2 for Athens.
Tyler Frost, 60, 62, Matt Carter, and 88. Mr. Blake on the stop that time for the Buckeyes defense.
It looks like the Bulldogs will punt it away. Trey Kiefer will do the punting for Athens on 4th and 2. Bulldogs on their own 40, and Billy Seal back deep for the Buckeyes, standing at the Nelsonville-York 32.
And the Bulldogs having a commanding 56-20 lead. Go to their second string. The Buckeyes match with their second string defense out there as he's watching the clock.
And the punt is away, a high punt. Had a little bit of pressure on him, and it was a high punt, bounces at the Buckeye 48. Takes an Athens roll, and it'll be down at the Buckeye 45, and that's where Nelsonville-York will have the football. 1:25 to play in the third quarter. The Bulldogs leading the Buckeyes by 36 points. And
Buckeyes have very good field position. They've had the ball twice here in the second half. They've been able to find a way to march down the field and get 2 touchdowns, and now they're starting out at their own 45-yard line as the Buckeyes trying to determine exactly which squad they're going to go with on the offensive side of the ball out here. It looks like they're going to move to the second string offense also.
Wellston 19, Vinton County 14 in the third quarter. That game being played in MacArthur.
So again, now the starters for the Bulldogs are on the sideline trying to determine what's going to happen in some of the other games around the state so that they have find out who their opponent's going to be next week and is starting off the playoffs.
Again, Athens and Trimble both second in their respective regions.
You still have Southern Racine in playoff position also for the TVC. Nice representation for the TVC this year.
So now the Buckeyes with their second team offense, Athens with their second team defense, first down and 10. And the ball's on the ground in the Buckeye backfield, but let's see who got it. I believe Andrew McDonald got it back for Nelsonville-York, a Bulldog tugging on that football, but it is recovered by the Buckeyes.
Yeah, Andrew McDonald does get the recovery for the Buckeyes, as that was Walker Elliott quarterbacking and just didn't quite have a clean snap that time.
1 minute to play, clock running here in the third quarter. The Buckeyes down 56-20. Second down and about 13 for Nelsonville-York on their own 42-yard line. Walker Elliott at quarterback for the Buckeyes. Nelsonville-York out of the power I.
The Bulldogs have 10 men within 3 yards of the snap
and Elliott
of the ball.
keeps it himself around the right side, and he'll take it out to the 50-yard line. A nice pickup of about 8 yards. And the Buckeyes will have a third down and 4.
Down by Cody Bennett.
Bennett on the stop that time for the Bulldogs, I heard from above, but a lot of the numbers I'm still seeing on the field right now I don't have on my roster for the Bulldogs, so we're just going to try to go with what we see out there. But I see number 54, number 60. Neither of them are on my list, so I'm not able to help you guys out in knowing who's making the tackles right now, but we're going to be just about to the end of the third quarter here.
Clock at 4 seconds. Buckeyes in a power I on 3rd and 4. Hand off on the left side, and that's a Buckeye first down to the Athens 44-yard line. That was Jacob Talbert on the carry.
Jake Talbert gets the power 6 yards, 6 yards for the Buckeyes and the first down to end the third quarter. Buckeyes trying to find a way to continue to move the ball, as this is their third offensive series of the second half, and they've been able to find a way to score in the first 2.
And that is the end of quarter number 3 here at Athens High School. The Bulldogs 56 and the Buckeyes 20, and we'll take a 60-second timeout. Back here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium at Athens High School in the Plains, Ohio. Bulldogs leading the Buckeyes by 36 points. And
getting ready to start the fourth quarter here as the Buckeyes have the ball, just got their first down inside the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs. As they're, both squads are running second string offense and defenses out there right now as the Buckeyes come out. Again, start of the fourth quarter, Buckeyes down 56-20. Buckeyes have had the ball twice in the second half. They've found a way to score both times. The Bulldogs have had the ball 3 times, scored on the first 2 drives.
Walker Elliott at quarterback for Nelsonville-York. Buckeyes out of the power I. And Elliott keeps it himself. It looked like a broken play. Elliott turns around and was looking for someone to hand it to, and then he just shot up the middle and picks up a nice 5 yards for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, Walker turned, like you said, looked like he was trying to hand the ball off, and the tailback, McDonald, was actually kind of flaring out to the left-hand side a little bit, looking for the pitch. A little miscommunicated, but like you said, he turns around and gets 6 strong yards for the Buckeyes offense.
Out of the power I once again. This time handoff goes to Jason Talbert, fighting for yardage, and takes it to the Athens 35, where he'll be about a yard shy of a first down after a gain of 3.
Nice power run by Jason Talbert, as you said, number 40, right up the gut of the defense. Gets 3 hard yards for the Buckeyes.
11 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the game. Again, Athens leading 56-20. Both teams last couple series with their second teams in.
Well, you got to say, you know, one of the things I've talked about before over the years in regards to second strings getting their opportunity to play on Friday night. These kids show up at practice every week, every night, just like the first string.
Elliott keeps it himself around the left side after a fake handoff. He's got a Buckeye first down as he's ridden out of bounds at the Athens 22. Picks up about 13.
13 more positive yards, 27 yards on the ground for Walker. So they come out every Friday or every week and practice hard along with the first string. So it's nice to see an opportunity to get out here on a Friday night, the last regular season game for the Buckeyes and the Bulldogs here, and they're out playing on Friday night under the lights. And you know, the fans obviously get a taste of what they're going to see next year and what's coming up for both squads. And a lot of fun to see these kids get an opportunity to play football on Friday night.
Buckeyes first and 10 at the Athens 23. Out of the power I once again. Walker Elliott at quarterback. Andrew McDonald at tailback. And the ball's loose. And it looks like Walker Elliott did pick it up, but then he's taken down immediately at the 24. That will be a loss of 1 for the Buckeyes.
So again, the Buckeyes moving from right to left. We're at 10 minutes to play here in the ball game now. And the Bulldogs up 56-20 as the Bulldog first string offense, absolutely every time they had the ball, they found their way into the end zone. And just a quick strike. I was just going to say the same thing. Very quick striking, under 2-minute drives, I believe, every single one of their scoring drives.
2nd and 11 for the Buckeyes at the Athens 24. Elliott hands it off to Jacob Talbert on the left side, and he picks up positive yardage for the Buckeyes down to the 17 as he picks up 6. And the Buckeyes will have a 3rd and 5.
Again, I'm not calling out a lot of the defensive players for the Bulldogs because I don't have a lot of the numbers of the kids that are out on the field right now. I believe that was number 82 in on the stop. And I do have that Trey Kiefer along with number 88, Cody Bennett, I believe, were the stop defenders on that particular play for the Bulldogs. But I don't want to miss out on some of these other kids. I don't have all the numbers, but
3rd and 5 for the Buckeyes out of the power I. Handoff goes to Jason Talbert. Struggling for some extra yardage. He takes it to the 15 of Athens. It'll bring up about a 4th and 2 for Nelsonville-York.
Number 6, Nathan Rickey, that time defensively for the Bulldogs, just grabbed Jason's ankle as he was coming across the line and didn't allow him to really free up. Jason continued to fight for some yards there as he falls forward and gets the ball, like you said, just inside the 15-yard line.
8:25 to play in the 4th quarter here at Athens High School. Bulldogs on top by 36 points. Buckeyes with a 4th and 2 just inside the Athens 15-yard line. Again, Walker Elliott at quarterback. The sophomore for the Buckeyes. Nelsonville-York out of the power I. And a fake handoff to Andrew McDonald. Elliott keeps it himself, but he's brought down for a loss on the play. So the Bulldogs hold on downs, and they'll take over on their own 16-yard line.
Big swarming defense. I believe number 20, Ty Neal, was the first one back there along with number 30. Caleb Moon defensively for the Bulldogs. As you said, they just came storming in there and drop Elliott immediately. And it turns out to be a turnover on downs for the Bulldogs with 7:58 to play in the ball game. It's now back over to the second string of the Bulldogs offense to see what they can do to move the ball as they continue to spread the ball out just like the first string was doing.
2 receivers on each side for Athens. Quarterback pitches it out to the running back, and he's brought down pretty quickly. No gain on the play. And that was Horton on the carry.
And Donovan Ross, number 30, brings him down immediately, like you said, right at the line of scrimmage.
Donovan Ross on the
2nd down and 10 for Athens. Bulldogs on their own 16-yard line with 7:35 to play in the 4th quarter. Again, Athens leading 56-20.
Looking to take the Doc Kroner trophy and keep hold of it over on their sideline and at their school for another year, along with a straight all-out TVC title this year for the Bulldogs.
Quarterback throws out on the left side. It falls incomplete. It is I think ruled a fumble, a backwards pass, and it goes out of bounds at the 10-yard line, and that's where the official will spot it across the way.
The sideline judge noted very quickly, as soon as the ball was in the air, that it was a backward throw, and actually, had the Buckeyes been able to get over there, they could have had an opportunity to walk right in for a touchdown there. But it does back the Bulldogs up. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 18. Long way to go for the Bulldogs offense.
Bulldogs back on their own 9-yard line. Quarterback out of the shotgun, 2 receivers on each side. Quarterback throws long on the left side, and it is complete out at the Athens 37-yard line. Let's see where they actually spot it. Looks like at the 39, and that is an Athens 1st down.
Number 88, I believe that's Cody Bennett on the reception that time as they get the ball all the way out to the 40-yard line. Like you just said, Talbert on the stop for the, I believe that was Andrew McDonald on the stop, actually, number 46.
Bulldogs 1st and 10 on their own 40. Nice throw and catch by Athens. Bulldogs 2 receivers split out wide right. Two also to the left. And the quarterback keeps it himself, and it was a good decision. He faked the handoff, and the running back was tackled by 2 Buckeyes in the Bulldog backfield, but the quarterback sprints out to about the 49-yard line, close to an Athens first down. He may be just shy of it.
As I say, just depends on where they spot the ball, and they do actually spot it back at the 48, where Reed Courtney was able to bring him down. And again, apologize, I don't have the quarterback's name. Number 14 is the backup quarterback for the Bulldogs. He's actually the 3rd Bulldog to actually complete a pass here this evening. Easy for me to say, Jimmy. And now runs the ball pretty effectively, like you said, getting out to the 48-yard line.
2nd down and 1 for Athens on their own 48-yard line. Little option play. The quarterback keeps it himself, and it looks like he's got a first down.
Brought down by Jason Talbert along with Donovan Ross. And trying to pick up Tyler Frost, number 60, defensively. And he does get just enough for the first down, Jim, as it's just shy of the 50-yard line. We're under 7 minutes to play. Bulldogs have a 56-20 lead, and they're marching from left to right against the Buckeyes.
Bulldogs, as you said, 1st down and 10 on their own 49. 6:40 to play in this game. Clock is running, and the Bulldogs up by 36.
Both squads have their second string out here as the majority of the ball game handled on the offensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs was just a little too much for the defense of the Buckeyes tonight.
Fake handoff, the quarterback keeps it himself, and then he's brought down for about a half-yard loss.
He was immediately brought down as Jason Talbert was in the backfield waiting for him to make a move, and he dropped him for a loss.
Loss of 1, 2nd down and 11 for the Bulldogs. Back inside their own 49-yard line. 6:05 to play in the 4th quarter. Clock is running. Senior night here at Athens High School tonight. Just again, beautiful weather for week number 10 of high school football. Temperatures in the 50s tonight.
Now, for those teams that are moving on into the playoffs, they're going to be looking to have some of this weather stay around for another week or two.
Quarterback throws, and it is caught by number 21 of the Bulldogs. He takes it across the Buckeye 40 and knocked out of bounds right around the 30-yard line.
By number 30, Donovan Ross. About a 21-yard pass play. 21 was on the reception.
I believe they said that was Andy Costoval on the catch for the Bulldogs.
Number 21 gets 21 yards on that catch.
Spotted at the 30-yard line to be 1st and 10.
The Bulldogs continue to run a general quick offense, quick to the line, quick pace, snap the ball, no huddle. Really just continues to keep the Buckeyes defense guessing a little bit. 5 minutes and 39 seconds to play. Bulldogs back to the line. Ball snapped. A little confusion in the backfield, and the Buckeyes are all over him. Is number 12, I believe that to be Mr. Draper, defensively along with Jason Talbert. Puts the stop on the quarterback that time. Is again, it looked like there was some miscommunication on the side of the ball for the Bulldogs, and they'd kind of stumbled around. Before you knew it, Draper and Talbert were back there to drop him.
Loss of 2 for the Bulldogs. 2nd down and 12 at the Buckeye 32. Clock running, 5 minutes, 8 seconds to play in the 4th quarter. Here at Basil Rudder Field, Scott Riggs Family Stadium. Quarterback out of the shotgun, 2 receivers on each side. The quarterback keeps it on an option play and dives down to the Buckeye 26-yard line.
Where he's brought down by Jacob Talbert that time.
4:44 to play in the game. 3rd down and about 7 for Athens. Bulldogs at the Buckeye 26-yard line.
So again, we got a lot of local teams, like we've talked about Trimble and the Bulldogs, Athens Bulldogs here both having a good opportunity to move on and into the playoffs and actually hosting games. But like we also talked about, we also have
delay of game on Athens.
Also have Racine Southern that's in playoff position at this particular point. They'll be traveling. But again, you know, there's a lot of jostling that'll go on between that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 type positions in the last week of the game. So you'll be wanting to watch the other games and see what happens and where Racine ends up. And 3 TVC Ohio or TVC teams will be moving on into the playoffs.
So that 5-yard penalty for delay of game brings up a 3rd and 11 for Athens at the Buckeye 31. 2 receivers on each side. I believe it's Tanner at quarterback. He pitches it out. Running back across the 25 of Nelsonville-York and taken down right around the 20. Deshaun Horton on the carry for Athens.
Billy Seal drops him right there, real close to first down, as they do mark it as a first down. And Wharton actually was lucky to get that as the pitch was made just before the quarterback. Would you say Tanner? Is that who you believe it would be? Possibly Tanner Wood?
I believe the last name is Tanner. Trying to pick up Fred Gibson on the PA here at Athens across the way.
I'm sure somebody listening right now knows exactly who we're talking about, and we
quarterback
apologize.
Keeps it himself and dives down to about the 16-yard line of Nelsonville-York, a gain of 4. Connor Blake on the tackle for Nelsonville-York. 2nd down and 6 for Athens. Clock running, 3:18 to play in the game.
Second strings are actually battling pretty well here in the 4th quarter. Both sides of the ball, teams going at it pretty good right now. Pretty evenly matched from what we're seeing out here on these second squads.
2 receivers on each side. Athens with a 2nd down and about 6.
Oh, Draper
and
came
the quarterback
flying in
is in
there.
trouble, and the Buckeyes will take him down for a sack right around the 17-yard line, a loss of 1.
So Draper comes flying in there, isn't able to bring Tanner down, but before you know it, I believe number 60, Frost, was in on the stop that time for the Buckeyes, as we've got an injured Buckeye on the field.
So hopefully that young man will be okay. We'll take an injury timeout. 2:41 to play in the game. Athens leading 56-20, and we'll take a 30-second timeout. Third line, shaking hands, both teams and coaches. And so again, you just hate to see it, an injury for Nelsonville-York, again with 2:41 to play here in the game at Athens High School, and he's now being attended to by the medics.
A very somber way to end a ball game, obviously, Jim, like we talked about. You know, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, let alone get to a point where, you know, these kids are getting an opportunity to get out on the field, second string, that don't get an opportunity to play all that often. They're working hard throughout the entire season. They're looking more to the next year and the following years, and they come out here and with 2.5 minutes to go in a ball game that's already well under control. Connor Blake, which I know personally, it was a neighbor of mine for years, and a great kid. I've watched him grow up from just a little squirt to a kid that I'm looking up to already. He's taller than me and really growing well. So I'm wishing him the best and hope things work out for him and his family. And obviously, again, not the way you want to end a ball game. But we'll run down through the stats real quick and just give you a feel for how the ball game did go. Again, the Buckeyes scored first this evening, taking the first drive, 5.5 minutes driving down the field and scoring, taking a 6-0 lead. The Bulldogs then answer back with 50 straight points of their own. Every time the Bulldogs offense, first string offense, touches the ball, they find a way in the end zone, and I believe just about every single one of their drives was under 2 minutes. It didn't matter if they started at the 50-yard line, the 40, the 30, the 20. They found a way to move the ball and move it quickly. They had a lot of different weapons. They utilized them all, very effective in the air. Looking at the Bulldogs' offensive side of their production, they ended up carrying the ball 32 times for 193 yards, but the damage was really done in the air. 12 out of 14 for 308 yards in the air, a total of 591 yards for the Athens Bulldogs offense. And, you know, looking again, the passing, Tanner, apologize, we don't have his official name, was in the ball game there towards the end, completed 2 out of 3 for 52 yards. Ryan Lurman actually gets a pitch back from Trey Williams and throws a 64-yard touchdown pass to Joey Burrows, and Joey Burrows was 9 out of 10 for 192 yards in the air, again ending with 308 yards total for the Bulldogs. Just a host of Bulldogs receiving the ball. The majority of the catches going to number 16, Ryan Lurman. He had 5 catches for 119 yards. His brother Adam had 3 catches for 53 yards. We had number 88, Cody Bennett, had a catch for 31. Number 82 out there, Trey Kiefer, had a catch for 13 yards. Number 5, Sam Vanderven, had 2 catches for 31 yards. And again, Joey Burrow has the 64-yard reception from Ryan Lurman. And then we also had number 21, and I did not catch his name. Again, our roster for some of the second squad wasn't complete for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs scored, again, 8 touchdowns, 6 in the first half, a 34-yard touchdown pass to Adam Lurman, then a 21-yard run by Burrows, then a 4-yard run by Trey Williams, followed up by a 53-yard pass play from Burrows to Ryan Lurman. The very next possession, Ryan Lurman takes the ball and throws it to Joey Burrows for a 64-yard touchdown. That puts him up 35-6. And before the half ends, 19-yard pass from Joey Burrows to Sam Vanderven that puts them up 42-6 at the halftime. The Bulldogs offense comes out and has the ball twice in the third quarter, and both times ends in a touchdown, a 13-yard pass from Burrows to Ryan Lurman, puts him up 50-6, and then a 3-yard run by number 28 out there, Dakota McPhee, puts him up 56-12, and that's the scoring for the Bulldogs. On the offensive side of the ball for the Buckeyes, they actually find a way to put the ball in the end zone 3 times against the Bulldogs here tonight. They carry the ball 39 times for 244 yards, and in the air, Hunter Edwards is 6 out of 11 for 84 yards. And that is a total of 318 yards offense for the Buckeyes. Scoring for the Buckeyes in the first quarter.
I would like to interrupt you real quick. They have immobilized Connor Blake and are now taking him off the field towards the EMS. So again, obviously, our thoughts and prayers with Connor Blake and his family.
And again, I know him personally, so my prayers do go out personally to him and Jay and Becky also. So finishing up, looking at the Buckeyes, carried the ball 39 times for 244 yards, 6 of 11 in the air for 84, a total of 318 yards. The catches go to Alex Mount for a yard. Cannon Kilbarger has 2 catches for 28, and Jeremy Warren 3 catches for 55. Looking over to the rushing attack for the Buckeyes, you had Jason Talbert. Carries the ball twice for 7 yards. Jacob Talbert carries the ball twice for 12 yards. Walker Elliott, 5 carries for 27. Jeremy Warren carries the ball 1 time for 23 yards. Noah Andrews carries the ball 4 times for 48, and Alex Mount carries the ball 22 times for 134 yards. So again, at the end of the ball game, it's the Bulldogs 56, Buckeyes 20, ending on a somber note here in Athens with Connor Blake's injury, and they are taking him on into the ambulance as we speak.
Bulldogs across the way in front of their home fans, of course, holding up the Doc Kroner trophy, and the Bulldogs 10-0 heading to the playoffs and their 3rd straight outright TVC Ohio Division Championship. And of course, we wish the Bulldogs all the luck in the world as they head into week number 11, and we also wish the Trimble Tomcats good luck in week 11 as they, again, Athens will be playing at 7:30 p.m. next Friday night right here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium. The Trimble Tomcats will play the next night on Saturday evening over at Gloucester Stadium at 7 p.m.
And you also have, I know they're not an Athens County team, but you still have Racing Southern. If they're able to pull out their win tonight, they're going to be in the playoffs also representing the TVC. And it's nice to see not only representation from the TVC in the 3 different teams, but like you've noted with Trimble and the Bulldogs here, the Athens Bulldogs, both teams sitting in 2nd position in their respective regions. Very strong showing for both those teams. They both were in the playoffs last year, looking to take that next step and move farther down into the depths of the playoffs and try to get to that state championship. Good luck to both of them.
Buckeyes finished the season at 4-6 overall, 2-3 in the Ohio Division of the TVC, and of course Athens 10-0 overall and 5-0 in the Ohio Division of the Tri-Valley Conference. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to Connor Blake, and he did put up the thumbs up as they were taking him towards the EMS, so that's obviously good to see, and again, our thoughts and prayers are with him. Once again, the final score here at Scott Riggs and Family Stadium, at Athens High School. The Bulldogs defeat the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes 56-20. For our producer, Sharon Elliott, back at the station, our technical engineer, Jay Edwards, Justin McCumber on Nelsonville TV Cable, the cameraman for Nelsonville TV Cable for Nelsonville-York. This is Ray Spouts and Jim McCumber saying, so long, everybody.